Roberto Ramirez Jr. Introducing our third man to the ring, the referee in charge of this bout, Russell Mora. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Continental Super Middleweight Championship. Introducing you first on my left, he is fighting out of the red corner. Dans le coin rouge, wearing yellow trunks with black trim, fighting out of Nuremberg, Germany by way of Lagos, Nigeria. He weighed in at 11 stone, 11 pounds, 8 ounces. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with a record of 23 wins, no losses, 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, stepping up in weight, here is the WBA Intercontinental Middleweight Champion and the undefeated number 12 ranked contender, introducing Nuhu lawal. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, dans le coin bleu. Wearing black trunks with lime green trim, he weighed in at 11 stone, 13 pounds, 11 ounces. His record stands at 33 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, with 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the fighting pride of St. Helens, Merseyside, England. Please welcome the former interim WBA, British and Commonwealth middleweight champion, the 4-time world title challenger, introducing Martin Murphy. Once again, a referee in charge. Now to give instructions is Russell Mora.
Okay, gentlemen, trunks here is good. Anything below this line is a foul. Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to remind you, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. God bless you both. Touch up.
We normally see Russell Mora in Las Vegas, the American referee. Very experienced. And here the fans who've traveled from St. Helens as ever, just behind the former British Commonwealth and prize fighter champion, multi-type world title challenger to Martin Murray. He's the natural 12-stone man in here with this interesting challenge, the Nigerian-born, German-based Nuhu lawal, who's undefeated, Paul, but is untested.
He is, he's untested, and he's also unknown for us and for the fans at home. So also probably for Martin, it's a very, very last-minute opponent. It's a late change of opponent, so first round should really try and be a feel-and-out process for Martin and to see what he's in with.
Took the fight at 10 o'clock on Wednesday night, Tony. Ever been in that situation?
Yeah, I've tried to, but I couldn't make the weight to take the fight, to make the fight, to be honest. I think we know which one that was. I spoke to Martin in the dressing room before, and he didn't know anything about lawal, so, you know, he's got to go in there and figure the job out tonight while he's on the job, basically, so got to stay composed, use his experience. Martin's a very, very experienced fighter, travelled the globe against some top-level fighters, so he's got to use that experience tonight, dictate with the jab, and go forward.
Body shot from lawal. Will he be able to hurt Murray, who was originally a middleweight himself, but now up at 12 stone and coming off that disappointing loss to George Groves? But we have to give your old foe, George, a lot of credit that night. He was really good. It
was a good performance. He turned back the clock a little bit, George Groves, that night, and he looked very good. The lawal here has come out punching pretty hard. He looks like he's really putting power into the body shots, especially. He looks a bit slow and a little bit predictable at times, but first impressions are he seems strong.
He seems heavy-handed, Paul. That's the best way to say it. I don't think he's going to be a big puncher, but heavy-handed. Martin's got to use the height and reach advantages that he has coming into this fight here. I mean, don't give lawal an opportunity, especially early doors. I don't think he's going to be around for the long fight, but, you know, don't give him an opportunity early doors.
He was absolutely delighted, Nuhu lawal. He was in training for a European middleweight fight, but this is a much bigger night for him. He was basically biting Eddie Hearn's hand off, the promoter, and said, I will take this opportunity. This can change my life. And that's what you need in boxing, chances like this, Cinderella stories.
He's come out, he's really come out at a fast pace. He looks like he's going through the gears already. You know, Martin's in first gear, trying to warm into the fight and feel him out, and lawal's come out Very fast-paced, letting go big power shots early.
The clubbing shots from Lawal, not afraid to get up close and throw his leather left hook. He's got a bit of speed too, being the lighter man.
It's good to see him so willing to exchange, especially early doors. You know, you'd usually expect fighters to warm into the fight, but the two of them are exchanging up close early doors. Unlucky with the right hand, just got over the top of the head there from Martin Murray.
Very elegant tonight, isn't it, chaps?
It's unbelievable. It's someplace. It's my first time here, and it's really, you know, something else. It's spectacular.
Mine too. I would have envisioned we'd have come all the way from the tunnel to here, Paul.
The gold trunks here of Nuhu Lawal from Nuremberg, Germany, originally from Lagos in Nigeria. He's 34. So too Martin Murray, who's had a much more well-experienced and seasoned career. 39th outing for Murray now in those fluorescent boots and the predominantly starting now to get into gear.
Very good right hand from Martin Murray there, just warming into it nicely now.
Martin was really clever there with that shot. He done a throwaway left hook and then come back with the right hand over the top. What he's got to do is now he's got to take control of this fight and not let Lawal gain any confidence whatsoever.
He told me he didn't have a lot of time, of course, to look through the videos. He saw one on Thursday, but maybe that first round was just to get a little look at Lawal and now attempt to put him in his place.
That's it. It showed in the first round because Lawal was the busier of the two in the first round, but Lawal also came out in about third gear, whereas Martin was just coasting first gear, having a feel out. Martin's come out this round, meaning business, and he's on top. He's landed some very good shots.
And that's the championship experience, isn't it? The 12-round fights, the pace, the rhythm, the feel, the flow.
Very much so. He's just come out. Martin. He's defended a lot in the first round, Murray, and he's let Lawal come out and show pretty much everything that he's got. And now the second round's coming. Martin's starting to dig back inside. He's blocking, he's countering, he's landed some good shots.
A lot of fighters like to come out that first round and actually feel what they're up against also, and I think Martin, that first round, they're good body shots underneath and they will pay dividends as this fight goes on. Martin needs to, you know, keep this a bit longer as well at times for me.
Body shot again, left hook, told to keep them up by Russell Moore, but it's obvious the target is to slow down the come forward Lawal, take him to a place he hasn't been before. Undefeated, remember, in 23 fights.
Very good counters picked there from Martin Murray. As Lawal falls in, he falls slightly short, and Martin picks the left hook and then the right uppercut to the neck almost.
There's been a couple of low blows going from both sides here. It's not really, I don't think it's intentional, it's just drifting a little bit low.
I definitely think Lawal is a heavier puncher than it's showing here. I think he's very heavy-handed. Martin's just given a kind of a nod of appreciation and respect as a right hook came round the glove. He's definitely, you know, stronger than it's looking and showing on camera.
We know Martin's tough. He's been in there with big punches, the likes of Arthur Abraham and everyone else, and the power shouldn't technically be an issue, should it? But obviously he's heavy-handed. You can hear the noise from the shots out here.
Better round though for Martin Murray. And trying to make a real name for himself, Martin Murray, with business to take care of, can ill afford a fifth defeat on his professional slate. He's desperate for a fifth world title crack. Will he get it, do you think, Paul?
He could do. It's all on Martin Murray and what he actually wants to do. You know, what he wants out of this game now, whether he wants to try and win the elusive world title, which he's come really close to doing in the past, or whether he wants to just try and get as much money as he can for his family, which we all have to do as fighters.
You're in a similar boat, aren't you?
Of course, and you know, I'm desperate to win a world title, as are most fighters. Tony sitting next to us has done it, and it's top of the mountain stuff from then on in. It's all about security, and Martin's a very, you know, he's a great family man and husband and father to his kids. His family's everything, so he will want to do the best for them.
Yep, wife Gemma, kids Archie, Amelia and Elsa, who will be back in St Helens waiting for him to return. He knows the place well. Monte Carlo. This is where he fought Gennady Golovkin, and he lasted 11 rounds. He's a tough guy, isn't he, Martin Murray?
He is, Adam, and you know, to last 11 rounds, it was a punishing 11 rounds as well. It was a hard fight. You've got to watch the heads coming together here. Good body shots from Martin inside. One straight, a little bit low there, it seems.
As they attack each other. Body shots. Murray missing to the head as well. He's the smaller target, Lawal. But he's giving as good as he's receiving at the moment, the unbeaten Lawal.
I thought Murray would have came out and targeted the body earlier. He's doing it now because he had a little bit of
nice right
success
hand.
the round before.
Over the top, good shot from Lawal, accurate there. He'll be coming into this with so much confidence. You know, no one has taught him a lesson yet in a ring.
He's obviously here to win. He's here to try his best and impress. If he wins this fight, that's it for him. He's then on the other side of the program in his next fight.
And it's tough for Murray. Everyone expects him to win, but he's under that pressure. He just can't afford to lose against this sort of last-minute opponent, but the last-minute opponent's decent.
Like I said before, you know, he's a professional athlete. You know, I'm sure he will have been in training, and he's showing that he obviously has been here. Martin's just got to stay composed. He can't be giving up easy right hands like he did just before. That was a heavy right hand landed. And like I say, with these small gloves on, you will feel them, every single one. And you can't just put your earmuffs on and expect them. Good counter left hook right up the body by Martin Murray there. He needs more of this. Draw the lead from Lawal and then come back with them neat, tidy counters.
A bit sloppy there from Lawal. Murray just trying to back him up onto the ropes. Use that extra physical strength. Not just the notch and experience, but also in physical power you feel, Murray. To Lawal as he came back for the minute's rest ball there.
It did, and he was getting a bit sluggish and he was falling in with his shots towards the end of that round there. But as I said in the first round, he started off at a really fast pace, hasn't he? He's come out and maybe a bit of excitement, maybe a bit of eagerness to impress. He's come out at a fast pace.
And he's admitted he could get down to 11 stone, 154 pounds, you know, and that's worrying against a big super middleweight.
He's taking big gulps of air in there in the scene, and I'll be honest, I think it's the body shots, Adam, that you know, Martin has landed good consecutive body punches in every round so far, so I feel like they're playing off. That's a good counter left hook. Lawal is looking for that big right hand over the top, and Martin's just got to create that little bit of distance with the feet.
Weight is so crucial, isn't it? We saw with Golovkin and Brook, as much as Kell tried and came out with huge respect and honour that night, it just was a bridge too far.
It was. The weight of Martin Murray also, it's whether if an opportunity came up at middleweight what he couldn't turn down, I think he possibly would work really hard to get down to it. It'd probably hurt to make a middleweight, it'd be hard to do. But I think he could make middleweight, but he is comfortable at super middleweight, and he's big for super middleweight also. He's a huge middleweight, and he's a big super middleweight.
Showing the old man tactics there, Martin. You know, he's trying to tie up Lawal on the inside and turn him and you know, gain every little advantage that he can.
He's won a few minor belts for a while, the Global Boxing Union, WBA, Intercontinental, but this was at middleweight. And as he tries to dig in an uppercut, he's obviously got qualities. Will he be able to take Murray later in the fight?
Martin seems to be placing his shots more than firing through the target at the minute, and I'd like to see him really dig them body shots and punch through it now at this moment. I think Lawal will definitely be starting to tie in now as this fight progresses.
Murray said he was ill before the Groves fight a few weeks before, and he said he was flat, nothing was there. He certainly looked sharper tonight. Good combinations there in the centre ring, inside the last minute of the fourth. And Martin Murray finding holes. Back comes Lawal bravely with a body shot, but he's having to work hard here.
There's a lot of leaning on inside from Lawal. It gets a bit frustrating, doesn't it, when someone's just getting too close that you can't hit them.
Smothered on the way.
Yeah, good, really good counter right hand from Martin Murray there to start off that little flurry.
Just looks at his corner there, Nuhu Lawal. In my corner, said Ricky Hatton, didn't he? Fifth round here. The gold trunks, almost Kronk-like trunks. Emmanuel Stewart's great factory in Detroit of Nuhu Lawal, the 34-year-old in fight number 24. Martin Murray, he's been around since 2007. So close, that draw with Felix Stern. The fight in Argentina with Sergio Martinez. Many thought he won that night. So close again against Arthur Abraham. Will he get another opportunity? He's doing okay so far, isn't he here, Tony?
He is, Adam, and that was a little bit better defence, making Lawal fall short. But like I said before, you need to take them counters. That when you make them miss, you need to make them pay. And Lawal, Martin is landing body shots at the will as they're fantastic underneath. And like I said before, Lawal will be feeling these now.
It's a rugged fight inside. It's a bit of rough and tough in there, isn't it? The heads are rubbing close together, and they're both trying to land them body shots, and Lawal's trying to smother Murray and trying to make it hard for Murray, and he's just got to be careful not to lose his head, not to get frustrated.
Just worries me a little bit that Lawal's still landing this right hand, and I just want Martin to create a little bit of distance and then, go the body once you're up close, because the right hand's not there when you're up at close quarters, and he definitely can hit this Lawal with that right hand.
Very, very much. And the way Martin Murray is he defends a lot with his hands, and he blocks a lot and takes a lot. If he just takes that little step back, which he's done in the past, and make Lawal fall short instead of eventually one getting through like that.
As we say, he puts the earmuffs on, Paul, in our kind of way of it, and you don't see them coming when you've got the earmuffs on, so the punches will land, and he needs to just create that little bit of distance, take the feet away a little bit, or use that jab. He's the bigger man here, the bigger, heavier, stronger man. Use that to your advantage.
Yep, they're leaning on him. The physical exertion timeout from Russell Mora. Just a little warning to Martin Murray. Nothing to get too worried about. Back in comes Lawal.
That's better. Laying back out of range and then countering, making Lawal fall short and then counter, instead of taking the shot on the gloves.
Good combination, though, from Lawal, who's not overawed by any reputation that Martin Murray brings to the ring. He's really going for it tonight.
He knows, Adam, this is a chance to change his life. He beats Martin Murray. He's probably looking at a world title fight. Because Martin is a highly ranked fighter, so he knows what he's in against.
Trying the body shots, back comes Murray with a combination. You just feel he might have the heavier shots downstairs, Martin Murray, to slow Lawal down as the rounds tick on. But it's a good effort, this, from the Nigerian based in Germany.
He's working so hard to get Murray to the ropes and then just falling in and smothering and not doing anything when he's there. And I think that's what's frustrating for Murray, because Murray wants to work inside on the ropes.
And Lawal, being in the shorter guy, should also want to be up close.
Plenty of world champions, present and past, are here tonight. I think a middleweight ones with Ed.
That's right. Darren might have been a rival or potential rival of Martin Murray back in his middleweight days. How do you think he's performing this evening?
I think he's yet to get going, if I'm honest. It's quite difficult. Lawal's work rate is quite high. It's quite wild, quite awkward. So I think we're yet to see Martin get going. I mean, he is quite a usual slow starter, but I think he's got to get going now. He's throwing some nice body shots through the middle. I want to see some more of that. But, it's an interesting fight.
The body shots are working for Martin Murray on the inside, but he's getting caught once or twice with the right hands of Lawal.
Yeah, he really telegraphs them. Well, you see there with a big left hook. I mean, I just think he's got to be patient, take him on the gloves like he does. Martin's got a great defence. He's taken a lot on the glove, but he needs to come back with his counters. The body shots through the middle look like the one.
It's from Darren Barker. What a wonderful win that was in Atlantic City against Daniel Gill to become a world champion after everything he went through, Darren. Martin's had a difficult path at times as well. He's never been afraid to take on the big names, the fights abroad, and here he is in Monaco, attempting to rebuild again after the defeat to George Groves and fight for a world title. I mean, few would begrudge him a world title win, wouldn't they, in boxing, Martin Murray?
We love a story in boxing, don't we? The fella sitting next to me, Hollywood movie to making that be a reality. Anthony Crawler coming back from what happened to him to win a world title. And Martin Murray to do it at the fifth time of asking would be another fairy tale ending in boxing. And as you say, he's a nice lad. He's changed his life around completely from his younger days and deserves everything he gets.
And what's it like, Tony, actually to become and hear those words? And I mean, obviously you had it on the stage as well at Goodison Park.
It's a special feeling, Adam, it really is. For me, it's hard for Martin because, you know, I always believe Martin Murray won the fight over in Buenos Aires against Sergio Martinez, but he didn't get the decision, so it is very hard to take, and I've been in fights where I thought I've won and I haven't got the decision myself, so I know what that's like. And you know, Martin's a proud lad, and I'm sure it'll be driving, and that's why he's continued to take the fights that he's taking. And, you know, he doesn't show any kind of like deterioration in his career. He seems to just be learning from the defeats.
He looks a little bit slow this round, Martin. He looks a little bit sluggish, Murray. And the shots that he's throwing are missing a lot. It's not necessarily Lawal getting out the way, he's just missing the target.
It's an interesting point because I thought he looked slow at times against George Groves, who's a very quick super middleweight.
He is, he's got the speed from middleweight, but he also has the power to hold his own at super middleweight and the toughness probably to hold his own at light heavyweight. You know, he's a very tough lad, he's a big lad as well, but just looks a little bit sluggish this round.
You talk about George Groves, he's a huge super middleweight. He is. The likes of him, DeGale and Callum, the fully fledged super middleweights come light heavyweights, so you know, the massive.
They're almost like light heavies in disguise, aren't they? They're so big.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's crazy how they make that weight. That's a good combination from Martin Murray there.
Yeah, finish it with a nice right hand, did Martin Murray. Wonder if one or two of these will begin to have an effect, but he's still full of life and busy, Nuhu Lawal.
Starting to the head and finishing to the body there was a fantastic combination, and that's what we need to see from Martin.
As you're saying in these rounds, that some of them are difficult to score. There's been some rounds where have been hard to score just because of the work from Lawal and the work rate, and little flurries like that will be catching the eye and maybe just pinch the round for you.
What do you think mentally he's thinking here, Lawal, as the rounds tick by?
I think he's tired personally, but I think the things that the scoring is a little bit easier for me because I'm finding Martin's at the cleaner, technically better shots, and that's why I'm scoring better for Martin than I am Lawal. Fight in the ring that size, there's nowhere to hide. It would have been made fantastic viewing.
Go. Sorry.
Second half of this super middleweight contest, the 233rd round in Martin Murray's long career, the 133rd for Nuhu Lawal, who turned over in January 2011. He has been 12 rounds once against Arman Tarosian for the GBU middleweight title. Ronnie Mittag as well took him far. Sufyan Origi over 10. So he's got distance at middleweight, Lawal. I guess the key rounds here will be 8, 9, 10 at super middle.
I think so. You know, I'd say late notice coming in. Keep digging the body. They'll pay dividends. You know, Lawal is there to be hit. He's not the hardest to hit. It's just, like I say, Martin just needs to be a little bit neater. You know, needs to stop arguing with the referee here. I'm focused fully on Lawal.
Do you think if he could back Lawal up with his jab and then unleash the combinations, you know, he'll start when he backpedals to fall apart?
I think he's tried that already. I think stay on the back foot, draw Lawal and let him fall short, counter, and then move again. Just win the rounds cleanly, and you'll land a big right hand as Lawal's falling in. Just make him fall short, give him enough rope, as they say, you know, just make him make his own mistakes because he's fallen in and his footwork's so bad.
Right hand from Lawal again. I'll tell you what, he's catching Martin Murray on occasion and he's making a real fight of this, and still he comes forward.
Martin is being drawn into a bit of an argument and a tussle. He's arguing with the referee, getting involved in that, and he's leaving himself open. That's a good counter right hook, and that's what he needs to do. The little step back, the lean back of the body, you're taking yourself out of range, then lift that right uppercut straight up. It's the perfect punch.
I think he's tried going forward and just hit a brick wall. And
that's a big right hand. I think Lawal might be. He's pressing. thought Lawal was hurt there, and he seemed to just bite down on that gum shield and come back with something again.
There are times where he looks a little disorientated, possibly hurt, but then he comes back again. It's very brave, but there's a right hand from Murray. He just spun around the Lawal. And is it getting hard for him physically now? More grueling, the body shots. That's where Murray's aiming for.
Again, that was a little step back and then a counter. Really nice uppercut inside, but the step out of range done it for him. You know when the Lawal's going to load up. Wait for him to load up, step back, bang, counter, and then go.
Right hand to the head. This is suddenly becoming a hard round here for Nuhu Lawal.
He hit him just about 30 seconds ago, Adam, with a right hand a bit closer to us in this neutral corner. And Lawal is definitely feeling the right hands over the top. Martin, like you said before, just needs to create that little bit of distance before firing, and Lawal is there to be hitting.
All heads bang close together there as the body shots rain in from Murray up tight. And Lawal just, well, he trudges back to that stool. And so you've got Murray winning most of the rounds on your card. It's closer on yours, but Murray the last couple.
Yeah. Yet, Stephen.
How relaxed is Martin Murray at this stage of the fight?
I think, you know, it's a fight he's winning comfortably, but I just don't like the odd risk that he's taking, like taking these right hands. Like I say, Lawal did look to be really heavy-handed early doors. I think his work rate now is slowing. The counters are landing from Martin much more cleanly and accurately. So, you know, I'd like to see Martin now just keep working away.
A decent puncher, Murray. 16 knockouts, half of his wins coming inside the distance. Obviously, as he stepped up in class, that hasn't happened so much. Did get rid of Jose Miguel Torres in 5, Cedric Sperrer in 2 recently. I wonder if he wants the knockout here to prove a point on the back of the George Groves loss, and especially against an opponent number 3. It was meant to be Arthur Abraham. He must have been disappointed that he didn't have that rematch. And then Chudinov, and then this man.
Very much so. He's just done another really nice counter combination. He just stepped back out of range and threw it, landed really nice, and it is the key, and that will make him relax a bit more as well. Just wait, step back, bang, move, rather than having to keep pushing forward, banging heads together, getting frustrated when you get inside. And Murray is feeling the frustration here, you know, you can see it in his face. He needs to just relax a little. There you go, relax a little bit, step back and just box.
I think Martin will be a little bit shocked that Lawal is actually still there, because he's landed, you know, like I say, time and time again to the body, clean body shots, solar plexus, and now he's hitting him clean to the head, and he's just there. I think Martin's getting a little bit frustrated by it all. As we can see here, once again, you know, argument referee, just be concerned about the opponent, Martin, and stick to that jab and the body shots.
Tries the uppercut and the body shot from Murray. There's applause in that blue corner. Better there. And digging in deep, just underneath the elbows. Just trying to detain and deter this persistent challenge from Lawal.
Good little spell of action there from Martin Murray. Just got to be a bit careful now, the counter's coming back. This is it, back to the box and get your jab out, make him fall short, and then go and put it on him again once you've countered and made him pay.
The question I would like to see answered would be, how good is Lawal with 10 weeks notice and at middleweight? You know, because he's showing great skills and determination here, in with a big super middleweight at the short notice.
No, he's making a bit of a name for himself tonight, isn't he? You know, whatever weight he carries on, whether he wins this or not, as probably will happen. But Nuhu Lawal deserves a great deal of respect for coming in, taking this. I tell you what, combinations too. He still fancies it.
He's really put his foot on the gas for the last minute of this round and took it to Martin Murray.
Just looked
so wild.
Just looked open there, though, Murray, as Lawal bundled over, as if to say, you know, what do I have to do to deter him? He looks back at his corner. Doesn't look happy to me here, Martin Murray.
Two changes of opponents.
It's great to see that he's still so game though, Paul. It really is. And you know, you seen him going for it there at the end of that last round, swinging for the lights when Martin's on the ropes.
I told you what he said to Eddie Hearn in the week, that this was the chance that he'd been waiting for, and he was going to give it absolutely everything. And so far, he has been true to his word here, Nuhu Lawal. From the very first bell, didn't he? He went and took the fight to Murray.
The referee's just warned Lawal for his head there, and Martin's just shouted out loud, finally. You know, he's really getting frustrated with the head, and rightly so. The head's following every punch he throws, to be honest with you, every right hand he throws.
But he's seen it all before, hasn't he?
He has had them, but it can still be frustrating. When it's happening to you in the ring and the referee's warning you but not warning him, it can be so frustrating when you're in there. And like I say, you feel like, I think Martin feels like everyone's against him at the moment. You know, the late pull-outs, this opponent, that opponent. You know, it's just a culmination of all these things coming together, and he's showing it now.
Again, Adam and Tony, not to sound, you know, like the expert, but if the head's coming in after every right hand he throws, surely just take a step back and hit the head instead of letting it hit you in the head.
And Paul, he's shown it time and time again. It's worked. Every time he's done it, it's landed. Pulled the right uppercut, the right hand over the top. There it is again, right there. The little left hook, the shots underneath. Just that little bit of distance, and Lawal is now much slower than he was at the start of the fight, so he's there.
Yep, when he gives himself room to manoeuvre, the uppercuts, the body shots look good from Murray. It's when he's backed up and he's looking slow and ponderous at times, but give credit to Lawal.
I'd like to see Murray change that uppercut counter what he's trying when he steps back into a right hook or a straight right hand over the top.
Good body shot starts with that combination off, and now Lawal is feeling these days a good clean shot to the head here from Martin
Murray. This, the best spell of the fight in the 9th round. Over a minute to go in this session, and is this where the physical advantages are really beginning to take their toll? He's put so much into it, Lawal, but the body shots, he's just wincing there. Had a right hand, and he looks like he's ready to go here. Can Murray sense it? Can he take him out?
It was great stuff from Murray then, just fast punches, not all your power, just fast punches, and landed about 4 or 5 straight after each other.
He's walking into punches, he's looking at his corner. He looks like he's almost spent here, Lawal.
That little lean back once again there for the right hook. That's a good right hand down the pipe. Another good right hand over the top from Martin Murray here.
Body shots. Has he got the experience to hold here? Lawal, he needs it. 25 seconds to survive the round. It's been his worst so far under sustained pressure, and still he fights back. Oh, big right hand though from Murray. Russell Moore going to have a closer look, and he's trapped on the ropes. And this could be a matter of time here. Martin Murray on the very brink of a stoppage win in Monaco. Lawal tries to get through to the bout and just about makes it, but he was very, very close. How he needed that. And he literally zigzags back to the corner.
Try and tuck up, don't fall in as much as you're falling in, but
Can he survive?
I don't think so now. I liked it the way Murray opens up and just let his hands go fast and light. It still had an effect.
I think if that was the end of the 11th round, he may be able to possibly get through a final, but on evidence of the last sort of 6 minutes or so, there's not much left in Nuhu Lawal's tank. He's given it absolutely everything. He's been so game. He really has, and he knows no other way really than to come forward and throw punches, and that's where Murray's catching him now.
I think Murray is literally crying out for the referee to just do his job and warn Lawal for his head. You know, every time the head's in Murray's face, every time.
Martin is so much the physically stronger man in there. You can see as he turns and moves Lawal, he's literally throwing him around the ring as he gets hold of him physically. But still, you know, he's there throwing them dangerous right hands. Martin's just got to make him miss, make him pay once again.
Still chucking out the hooks. Back comes Murray with a combination. That's where he wants it, the body shot too. He just shakes it off, Lawal, and hurls the right hand back at him. What spirit he's showing. And as you said, 10 weeks of training, proper notice for a real tough middleweight fight, a European title or even higher. You've got to wonder whether Lawal could be a really important player on the 11 stone 6 scene.
That was a good exchange from both fighters there. Murray landed a good right hand and a lovely body shot. And then Lawal landed a big right hand on the ropes also.
Just been physically
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, physically, you know, you see that these weight classes exist in boxing for a reason. And you know, we can see it right here with the physical strength of one man to another.
It's not been a vintage performance this from Martin Murray, but he's getting the job done. And a body shot again there. Frustrated by that awkwardness, by the head of Lawal, but
I think regardless of anything tonight, Lawal deserves an awful lot of credit tonight. He really
nice
does. That was a
right
big right hand.
lovely shot from Lawal. Even when he's tired, he can still manage that. And again, this is a highly commendable performance from Lawal. It really is. And one or two of the cards could be closer.
They could. It's how you scored. As I said earlier, some of these rounds have been really difficult for me to score. And he's really game and tough and strong coming forward. And as you said, very commendable performance. He deserves a pat on the back for this win, lose or draw.
For me, it hasn't really been. I think it's been one side because the cleaner works come from Martin Murray, but it's been good to watch because things have been coming back and forth. So it's you know, Martin's a definite winner here, but a lot of, you know, credit has to go to Lawal on 2 days' notice.
He's almost exhaustingly falling on the ropes there and just trying to hold on. Watch him go back to the corner. I mean, it's a really tired, subdued look, and yet he keeps coming back and keeps competing.
You're still taking the brunt of the shot, aren't you? Still taking the force of it.
I'm just not a fan of the aim off guard, you know, with the hands up and you can't see. I'd like to see what's going on. I agree the hands should go up and cover the chin, but not all the way up there. Good body shots from Martin Murray again there.
This is the round where Martin Murray's gallant effort against Gennady Golovkin finally came to an end. He really was outclassed and badly hurt during that fight, but he clung on to the 11th round. I wonder if he can find an 11th round stoppage win, he'll have a happier memory leaving Monte Carlo.
That's twice Murray's thrown a nice 1-2 and they've both landed. The 1-2 it's been underused tonight by Murray, but it's a very good shot. It's a safe shot to throw. It's a good shot to throw to keep Lawal away and at bay, and the right hand will do damage because he's been trying the uppercut all night and it's worked a lot, but not enough.
Lawal gripping his feet into the canvas now, trying to find one big right hand again.
It's a great point what Paul said about the 1-2. As you see there, land again. The reason why it works so much is because Martin's the bigger man, so the left jab actually blinds you and you don't see the right hand coming. Every time he's thrown it, he's landed that 1-2 tonight. Even if the jab has fell short, it's blinded Lawal and the right hand has landed clean every time.
Come from the small halls in Nuremberg has Nuhu Lawal. And this under the lights with the international cameras here.
Shown fantastic amounts out of durability.
A great effort.
I think we should also say, you know, well done to Martin Murray also
from Lawal there.
It's a big shot from Lawal.
Absolutely. And
a big left hook by Lawal.
In a bit of a haze.
I think Martin felt that one, to be honest, guys.
He did. He didn't like that one little bit. And can Lawal find something else late on in the fight, and another right hand. And just when he thought Martin Murray was home and dry, is there a bit of late drama here? Just not a lot in these punches from Murray.
I said this guy earlier on, he looked heavy-handed. It's a thudding kind of punch, and he's definitely felt that one, Martin.
He's always had a good chin, Murray. Might need it here. Just looks tired all of a sudden, Murray. But everything has been pretty on course for a win even a stoppage win into the 9th round. You wondered if Lawal was going to make it through. But he's still there. Explain, Paul Smith.
He's just a tough man. He's taking these shots from Murray and he's swinging away with it now and really game going back, and he's trying to turn this into a shootout. He's had a bit of success and he's got a liking for it, he's got a taste for it. He's trying to take it to Murray now.
He must have been in some shape even before. I mean, at 3 days' notice, performance like this. Ask you a difficult question, Tony. Will Paul Smith have got rid of Nuhu Lawal by now?
I think styles make fights, and I think Paul is a different kind of puncher to Martin. Paul punches through the target. You know, Paul's not hitting you it's hard to explain. Paul isn't hitting people the way Martin hits them. Paul punches through the target, and I do feel Lawal wouldn't be able to cope with the way Paul hits, to be honest.
Paul here has Murray up by 5 on his unofficial card, of course, and Tony by 4. It's strange that, because Tony had Martin winning a lot of the earlier rounds, so it shows that it's very subjective. Judges at ringside, Stanley Christodoulou, Jean-Robert Lein, and in front of us, Roberto Ramirez, who's been involved in, I think, 43 world title fights, so real experience around us.
It'd be interesting to see how people have got it and what they're thinking. The viewers back home, you know, it's what you see, it's what you like in these fights, isn't it? And the work rate from Lawal early on was great to see, and he's obviously felt that pace now because he's tiring, but he's had a bit of success in the last round, and it sort of reignited him.
You didn't think he'd hear that final bell at the end of the 9th, but he sort of deserves to more than ever now, doesn't he?
He does, he really does. My only thing with Lawal, I just don't feel his work has been clean enough. Everything that he even lands, it's round the sides of the head, it's cuff and hooks, or Martin's work's just been cleaner all night. And although we've given Lawal a lot of credit, and I do give him an awful lot of credit, Martin Murray deserves an awful lot of credit tonight as well, to keep his mind occupied and on the job and do what he's doing.
That's a really good point. It must have been so frustrating having 2 big-name opponents fall through. Then in comes this unknown quantity in Nuhu Lawal, which he has nothing to lose at all, everything to gain, and he's announced himself in many ways on this platform, but Murray has stuck to the task, and the fans rallying now to get him through the last minute.
It's a shame, man, because we should have been sitting here watching Martin Murray walk into the ring, talk about how prepared, how well prepared and how up for the fight with Arthur Abraham he is, and then we would have watched Arthur Abraham walk to the ring and seen a great fight between 2 very, very good fighters. Instead, Martin's had to stay very professional tonight, and I do feel for him.
Okay, Northwest hats off, boys. Will Martin Murray become a world champion or not?
For me, he has to get the shot first, and it's a tough division at the moment.
Answer
for the
question.
titles. If he gets the shot, he's good enough to be a world champion, but it's getting the shot that's going to be hard.
I'll be honest, personally, at super middleweight, I'm not so sure. I think at middleweight, yes, he can. Yes, he can become world champion middleweight. But at super middleweight, I believe...
As Russell Mora here takes a point off Martin Murray, who's disgusted with that. Be really interesting to hear his thoughts afterwards about Lawal's use of the head and Murray round the back. That's what he was warned about, but a point off now, will it have a difference?
Again, it depends on how the judges have got it on our cards. It won't be. It's Martin Murray starting to go head-to-head, toe-to-toe with Lawal, and Lawal obliges.
He's running out of seconds. He wanted the grandstand finish, Martin Murray. The bell's going to come, and that's a round he didn't need, the St. Helens man. And that's low as well from Murray. All sorts of frustration getting in. A tough, hard, grueling night for Martin Murray here in Monaco. He's used to those. Credit to Nuhu Lawal, who at 3 days' notice has fought terrifically well here against a guy whose level he'd never matched, but Martin Murray surely has done enough over the 12 rounds to get the decision?
I feel Martin's done enough, and I don't think the point off really should make much of a difference. I just feel, you know, he's shown frustration there tonight, as you can see, arguing with referee. It's very unlike Martin Murray to be doing things like that, and it's been very hard. I'm sure there's been times, Adam, this week when his fight might have even been off. You know, when he first heard about Chudinov, I'm sure he would have found it hard to get such an opponent of that level, but this is no good here. I mean, you know, it's up close, it's boxing, it's a bit of wrestling and physicality, but the head there is, you know, he can't get away with that. The referee has to pick up on it, but it's been happening to him all night, Adam. Also, I must stress that Lawal has had the head straight in all night, and because he's the shorter guy, it's been okay.
I think the referee could have been a lot better, and I think the fact that he didn't warn Lawal for his head made Murray more frustrated. And the fact that Murray was frustrated and answered him back to the referee is probably why he felt the need to just say, you know what, you're hitting him round the back, I'm going to take a point off you as well.
Do you think the scores will be wide in Murray's favour?
I think I've got him, you know, 3 or 4 points. I've got him.
I think they may be closer than we think and than we possibly have it.
Tough to score some of them. It was a great effort from Nuhu Lawal. Not the best performance from Martin Murray, but probably wasn't going to be mentally with the changes. The key question is, has he got the W? Because he needs that if he's going to go on to try and fight for a 5th time for a world title. And these are worrying moments here as the cards are being totted up for the fighters.
I'll be honest, if he can make 11 stone, I would love to see him in with some of the top 11 stone boys, because
Nuhu Lawal.
Yes, he
what
is
an effort, boys, from him.
Great. At that short notice to come in and do that, he's a promoter's dream. You know, he's just saved Martin Murray in a good fight, and he's not saved the show. If that was the top of the bill, he saved the show for you to come in and gave a great account of himself.
He's shown tonight that this is why professional boxers should stay in the gym, should stay in shape.
Let's find out from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Jean-Robert Lenné, scores about 116 to 111. Judges Stanley Christodoulou and Roberto Ramirez Jr. both scored about 117 to 110. All 3 in favor of the winner. He is now the WBA Continental Super Middleweight Champion, Martin Murray.
By 5 and by 7 on 2. It was wide. And as we felt at ringside, Martin Murray, successful over the 12 rounds, doesn't tell the story of the effort of Nuhu Lawal, who will come again. And well done him and his team for taking this fight and helping the show.
He's done great. Really, really good game, valiant effort from him. And as you say, saved the fight.
Well, a wide decision on the scorecards, but that looked a tough night for Martin Murray.
Tough night. I think he made the fight harder for himself than what it should have been.